Hello, welcome to Zelin's A-level class, and today I'm going to teach you, still trigonometry, but I'm going to teach you double angle. And we have already proved the formulas yesterday, which is these three: sine 2 alpha, cosine 2 alpha, and tangent 2 alpha, these three formulas. And if you want to know how to prove it, you can go back to yesterday's video. And today let's just use these three formulas to do some questions. And same, let's start with some easy level questions. So the first question is to express 2 sine 28 degrees and cosine times cosine 28 degrees. And let's look at that. Well, apparently we can just use sine 2 alpha this formula, because 2 sine 20, let's just assume that alpha is equal to 28 degrees. And so we will get this is equal to sine 2 times 28 degrees, which is sine 56 degrees. And we have solved this. Well, that is quite simple, right? Okay, let's do question 2. What is question 2? Given tangent x equals to 4 over 3, find the exact value for tangent 2x. Well, here is tangent x, and here is tangent 2x. We know the value for tangent x, which means we should try to simplify tangent 2x into the form of tangent x. So how do we do that? Well, we can use our double angle formulas again, which is the tangent one. And we know that tangent 2x is equal to 2 tangent x over 1 minus tangent squared x. And now let's just bring this value in, which it becomes 2 times 4 over 3 over 1 minus 4 over 3 bracket squared. And that is equal to 8 over 3 and over 1 minus 16 over 9, which is negative 7, and that is equal to times negative 7, 9 over 7, and that is equal to 24 over 7, negative 24 over 7. Well, you should write the equation like, you should write the equation not like horizontally, you should write it vertically, but I don't have enough space, so, well, the answer is negative 24 over 7. That question is still not very difficult. Okay, so now let's move to medium level questions. 3 cosine 2x plus 17 sine x is equal to 8. And let's find the exact value of sine x. Well, for this question, here there are sine x, and here there is cosine 2x. So how do we do this? We can use our double angle formula again, which is cosine 2 alpha. Let's expand cosine 2x into 3 cosine 2x into 3 bracket cosine squared x minus sine squared x. And we also know that sine squared x plus cosine squared x is equal to 1, which means cosine squared x is equal to 1 minus sine squared x. And that means that is equal to 3 times 1 minus sine squared x minus sine squared x, which is equals to 3 minus 6 sine squared x. So now we can rearrange this equation: 3 cosine 2x plus 17 sine x equals to 8 into 3 minus 6 sine squared x plus 17 sine x equals to 8. And let's rearrange this again, which becomes 6 sine squared x minus 17 sine x equal plus 5 equals to 0. And so let's see this. This is very similar to the quadratic equation, right? So let's assume sine x equals to y. And we will get 6y squared minus 17y plus 5 equals 0. And we do the cross multiple, which becomes 2y minus 5 brackets 3y minus 1 equals to 0. And we got y equals 5 over 2 and 1 over 3. And now we know that so sine x is equal to 5 over 2 and 1 over 3. However, here is very important thing, that sine x, we know that sine x is smaller or equal to 1. But 5 over 2 is 2.5, which is over 1. So sine x cannot equal to 5 over 2. So sine x is equal to 1 over 3 only. And we have solved this problem. And now let's move to a hard level question. Well, what is this question? There is a triangle ABC, right? There's a triangle ABC and here like that. And the angle of ACB is equal to 3x and angle ABC is equal to x. And now we know that, and also BC this side, let's assume it's A, and AC this side, let's assume it is B. And now the question is to let us prove that A is equal to 4b cosine 2x times cosine x. Well, the first thing probably most of you don't know where should we start, because this is something related to an actual triangle. And so firstly, let's see, we know that there are two angles, and we know that the internal angles, the sum of internal angles of the triangle is add to 180, which means that this angle is equal to 180 minus 4x. So now we know the three angles and two sides. So why don't we use the sine rule that we learned in IGCSE, which is A over sine A equals B over sine B. Let us use this formula, which we will get that A over sine 180 degrees minus 4x equals to B over sine x. And now this is a compound angle, which we can simplify into single angle, and I have talked about this before, which we can simplify sine 180 minus 4x into sine 180 cosine 4x minus sine 4x cosine 180. And we know that sine 180 is equal to 0, which means this term disappears. And cosine 180 is equal to negative 1, which means that this is equal to sine 4x. And so now we can rearrange that into A over sine 4x equals to B over sine x. And let's times 4x on both sides, which will becomes A equals B over sine x times sine 4x. Now let's use the double angle formula to simplify sine 4x, which will becomes B over sine x times 2 sine 2x cosine 2x. And the question, we need cosine 2x and b, so we are not going to change cosine 2x anymore. And so we want to eliminate this sine x, so which means we should change sine 2x. And let's use the double angle formula again, which becomes 2 times 2 sine x cosine x times cosine 2x. And now we have sine x here, so we can cancel both of them. And here's 2 times 2, which becomes 4. And here's a b, and leave cosine x and cosine 2x. So we got a equals 4b cosine x cosine 2x. And that is what we want. So the proving is finished. And that is the solution for this question. And yeah, and that is all for today. And I'll see you tomorrow and thanks for watching my videos.